Today on BlackBull podcast, we have Dr. Andre Sarowitz. Dr. Sarowitz is team dentist for Brooklyn Nets, also take care of a lot of MMA fighters and athletes, also running a couple of his own brands, what we're going to talk about in this episode. First of all, thank you for coming, man. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to BlackBull, man.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
to have you here, man.
I'm digging it.
How did you get involved in the Brooklyn Nets, man?
I wish I could take credit for for that, but it's kind of random, man. I have a couple of dental offices in Brooklyn, and they just kind of reached out. They needed somebody, and it was weird because it's one of those calls that sounds like super fake.
Oh, it was like a little fishy at first.
Yeah,
Is
like
somebody
us.
pranking me?
You don't,
No,
I mean,
I'm waiting for him to be, talk about my car's extended warranty. But like we took the meeting. It was me and my partner, and the meeting was at HSS, their practice facility, and we're like, okay, it might be real.
wait, how was their approach? How did they, when they called you, what did they
Very
say?
informal.
Oh, really?
Really informal. It's like
Interesting.
we have an opening. We need somebody to come on staff.
Wow.
So we took the meeting, and then it was crazy because like the meeting was at the practice facility. Like the doors opened. We met the GM. They're training like 10 feet away. I had to have like a really good poker face. I was like, it's no big deal. It's cool. So whatever.
Let it go.
But it's
Who's
crazy.
my favorite basketball player there, man?
Yeah, oh my God,
Poker
forget
face.
it. But it was cool. It was very informal.
Nice,
Everybody
nice.
was super nice and down to earth. There weren't a whole lot of boxes to check. We just got along, and they gave us the gig. This was like 2016. So this
Ooh,
is this
so you're a
could,
long
yeah.
time with
yeah,
that. Wow, man.
yes, this could be. I want to say
That's
like
what's
our
up.
7th or 8th season coming up, and some highs and lows. But it's been crazy to think about how far they come since 2016.
I got you.
Yeah.
So have you ever had like any intense moments, like in the background, man?
It's weird.
Because you see a lot of background stories and
Is that-
situations, right?
Yeah, right. There's definitely some drama back there, but
Okay.
it's like a bipolar gig because
Okay.
I would say like 90% of the time, it's like babysitting, right? Like it's just hanging
I
out.
know,
It's just
yeah.
it's just being there just in case, in case something happens. So most of the time we're just like watching the games, eating a ton of food, and just kind of chilling. But that 5-10% of the time it gets a little hairy. If there are injuries. Our job is to get them stable, ideally get them back in the game.
Oh, you got to actually treat them on the spot.
On the
and-
spot.
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
But the vibe is
Yeah,
good.
for
You're with
sure.
all the celebrities there. Nice.
Like you would think. But no, it's nerve wracking to say the least. Anxiety is at like 11 out of 10.
Yep.
What's like the worst injury you've seen?
Well, I'll
what
tell
you've
you,
seen in the game?
so we're getting paid for pretty much almost anything from the neck up.
Okay.
They
Oh,
want
wow.
us to take a look. 9 times out of 10, it's laying sutures. So
Okay.
like lip lacerations, tongue lacerations, cheek lacerations, stuff like that. We had a pretty bad injury maybe 2-3 years ago. It was like a fast break play. The guy was like looking the other way, full on sprint, and he just
Dang.
went face to face with another player.
That's painful.
Real bad. He was
That's bad, man.
concussed. He had it was like a through and through like lip and cheek laceration. So think kind of
Wow.
like where was it? The Joker.
Oh, wow. Like
on-
that bad, huh?
On one side, yeah, it was
Sheesh.
rough. It was intense, and they stopped play. Players came back. The GM came back. People were coming into this little medical room.
Yep.
It's not like a big setup. It's like literally like a little tiny room.
So you bring like your own equipment and everything. You just kind of set up
we
on
bring
the
our
spot
stuff.
type of thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nice.
It's like down in the trenches, whatever you can find.
Nice.
But it's crazy because like our team is like internal medicine, orthopedics, radiology,
Yep.
So that's
dental, and that's it.
everything is there pretty much.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's
So they
that's
were-
good. I mean, you have to, right?
Yeah, but it was the weirdest thing because like it was like me, internal medicine, and like orthopedic surgeon, and everybody's getting them stable, and it kind of just like starts getting quiet. Everyone kind of like looks in my direction, and I'm
Really?
like, wait a second, hold on,
Interesting.
this is on me, because it was like one of the first times we had like a really really bad injury, and it turns out like it was on my purview. That's me. So it was an intense moment.
Like, do you guys take turns into who leads?
Yeah, like
the day, or cause I would figure there'd be kind of some clashing because you have all these doctors there. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do it. No, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
It's funny because everyone has like their own body part, right? Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you
how do
got
you-
like a foot and ankle guy,
Right.
you got like an internal medicine guy, radiology. So like I was saying, we're pretty much everything from the neck up.
All body parts.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
This was in my zone, and it's one thing to do that like in the office. how many thousands of times have I done
Yeah.
that in my career? But to do it in that setting with, with
It's very
players,
informal. It's
GM,
just
other
Yep.
people.
wherever in situ, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think
Crazy.
it was traumatic for both of
Nice.
us, but it was cool, and it worked out.
It's a cool thing to be there
Absolutely,
for sure.
man. I could
Who's,
imagine.
like you, who's like the biggest personality you ever met? Like in the, I know you're
Like with-
NBA, but also UFC. So
Yeah, that's a tough one. Like the biggest one I met, probably like literally and figuratively, gotta be Kevin Durant.
Nice,
we saw that
nice,
picture.
yeah.
Big
He's
head
a big
guy.
dude,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Big dude. How tall are you, if you don't mind me asking you? Because I saw that picture,
Like
man.
5'9".
You're
and a
5'9".
little bit.
Imagine that, man. He's
Oh,
like
yeah,
two of him.
He's a big boy. Yeah,
That's
it's,
awesome,
it's
man.
hard. It's hard getting them in the frame together.
Yeah. You did a good job, though. It came on nice.
Thank you.
For sure.
No, but he's a cool dude, pretty down to earth too. And honestly, like, haven't really had any bad interactions with the players. They're all like amazing. So we've been with them for like 6 or 7 years.
So who do you like to work with on more, the UFC guys or the basketball players? I mean, obviously, the UFC guys get hurt more often.
That's true. It's
right?
good, it's
And
good
more
for business,
gnarly.
right?
Yeah, it's great for business.
And I like that
But
sport more, so maybe that's why I'm more excited to hear that part.
interaction-wise, when you deal with them, is it easier to deal with a UFC fight or is it easier
Well-
to deal with a basketball guy or about the same, you think?
I'll say this. I'll say like athletes in general are good because they're
Okay.
kind of like used to taking directions from like a coach or a teammate or something. So like
Right.
they're usually ready to work.
More discipline.
I'll
Yes.
say UFC pain tolerance much higher.
I would
So that-
hope so, man.
That definitely
Shouldn't
comes
have
in.
to be.
Well, I've got like I had some people in and just annihilating them, and they're just like
Yeah.
they're falling asleep. They're snoring in the chair. I'm like, I guess we're good. I guess you're okay.
That's good.
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's get to it. So I'd say slight advantage to MMA
The
fighter.
MMA fighters. That's dope, man.
How did you get involved in the UFC? From going from Brooklyn
good
Nets
question,
now the
yeah, for
UFC?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of funny. Like, so the first person I met in the UFC was my super best pal, Michael Johnson. He's like the coolest dude, like a
Shout out to Michael.
like an OG,
Shout out, man.
Ultimate Fighter. I was watching his season of the Ultimate Fighter. I think I was
Yeah.
still in school. I want to say it was like 2008 or
Oh, wow.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
So he was a guy I was watching on TV. But like, so I met him right around the time that site Cameo was coming out. So this was like maybe 4 years ago, give or
Okay.
take, a little more maybe.
Yep.
I'm like scrolling through and I see, Michael Johnson on there, and that was like the first person I like geeked out over. I was like, that is so cool. So like I paid my 40, 50 bucks or whatever. I had him do like a stupid little shout out video, and I was like
Yeah.
through the moon. Like, that was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Fast forward like maybe 2-3 weeks, I was at a UFC event and I saw him there, and it was like one of those like meet and greet kind of things.
Nice.
Open bar, it was
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
nice setup.
Throw that in there.
But like I seen him across the room, and I was with my fiance at the time, and I was like, oh my god, that's Michael Johnson. He's right there. And she's like, what are you doing? Just go say hi. I was like, well, I can't do it. Like, I forgot how to speak. And I was like, but you have the perfect opening. Like, he made you the video.
Yep.
I was like, just go show. So
She gave you that little push, right? So
yeah,
you-
like, so
nice.
I got brave for like 30 seconds, and I went up to the dude and I was like, this is super embarrassing, but you made me this video 2 weeks. It's amazing. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. Sure enough, just like the coolest dude ever, we're just hanging at this open bar for 20 minutes, and it was like Step Brothers. Like, did we just become best friends?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
And we just kind of stayed
Start
in
buying
touch.
shots for each other and everything.
Yeah, well, listen, it was all inclusive.
Yeah, of
so,
course, yeah.
It's not a bad setup.
Yep.
But just super cool guy. We stayed in touch. He he trains down in Florida at Stanford MMA.
Nice.
So he makes the trip up to New York when he used to work with me. I make the trip down to Stanford, and that's how I got involved with that whole team over there. And that was probably like the first like opportunity I had, and then just from that kind of word spread.
Yep.
And that Stanford team is crazy good. Like, so many big names, big fights this past weekend. Who was Michael Chandler's down there?
Wow.
Mauro Usman, like a lot of really big dudes. And I would say like when
That's a big guy.
when I went for the first time, that was like the first time I really geeked out for a fighter. Rashad Evans, got to meet Rashad Evans
That's
for the first
awesome,
time. It
man.
was super cool because that was another guy I watched on the Ultimate
Yeah.
Fighter. I want to say
You chat with him and everything, or
Season
you
two.
just kind of just met him?
I was more like a
shook his
one-off.
hand?
I was more
Oh,
like
yeah?
a one-off, but I
Nice.
got the picture, which is like
important.
if you don't get the
Yeah.
picture, it's
Yeah,
like
it didn't happen, right?
didn't happen. But another like super cool guy, and that was a pretty big moment for me too. And that just spread. So I started working with other teams. I do a lot of those Sarah Longo guys. Tiger Schulman's guys, shout out to all of them. I don't even want to start
Yes.
naming names because
It's a lot
I'll
of
leave
them,
somebody
definitely.
out. And then, yeah, like all over, work with a lot of agents, a lot of managers, and that's how things just kind of spread.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, you
That's
do
good.
other businesses too. I see you run a
I get
couple
around.
Yeah, that
businesses.
merch, man. You got
I
some
get
crazy
around.
merch stuff.
Yeah, well,
Talk about that a little bit, man.
you know what I mean? Like, so I have, like, obviously the day job, right, that pays the bills, what I went to school for. But I was trying to find a way to kind of like
Tie it all together in a way, right?
like you know, kind of make it my own. Because like we were talking before, about being a dentist. It's like up there we're saying like you're like the coolest CPA, you know?
Right, yeah.
Or like you're the dopest dude who sells insurance. It's like it's not the coolest
Yeah.
gig, but I made it cool. I made it my own, and now I'm like really, really passionate about
Yeah.
it. And I found my niche with the sports stuff, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
so
nice. I saw you make some nice mouth guards,
Ooh,
man.
the grills,
Fire
man.
ones. I've seen a couple of the fighters. I
So-
think Melissa has one of yours, right?
yeah,
And, Solomon
Melissa,
Renfro as well. Shout
Solomon,
out to
like
you guys.
I want to say everybody at Tiger Shoulder.
Yeah.
We're shouting people out. I gotta say who else? Danny Ramirez, Jacob, Shane Burgos,
Nice.
my guy.
Nice.
Who
Shane,
else?
yeah, he
Julio
trains with
Arce,
Renfro, man.
Lyman Good. Yeah, all those. They're so cool over there.
Awesome, man.
If I forgot anybody, I apologize. But yeah, the mouth guards are sweet. And speaking of mouth guards, my favorite one that I ever made was on TV like 4 weeks ago. UFC 273.
Ooh, I saw some interview
Yeah,
where you
man.
had a picture.
Yeah, my man, Aljamain
That's
Sterling.
nice.
You seen that one with the gold grill?
Yeah,
What's
bro,
your
This is fire, man.
What's your technology like? Can you like pop the image up right here if I do this, like in the video?
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
do that.
we can
Yeah,
do it.
right here, bam, bam. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite ones. We put like a gold and diamond grill inside the mouthpiece. Get a lot of requests for that one these
That's
days.
nice, man.
But
Yeah.
I'm trying not
So
to.
was that actual gold you put in and everything?
What do you want to hear?
I do. I mean, you,
I'll tell
it might be
It was
a real
it was,
diamond.
It was real something. It was real metal.
was the clarity on it?
real rocks. It was
awesome,
it
man.
was a real fake grill.
Okay,
But
I
it
got
was
you.
like the real thing.
But it was
inside.
challenging in a way, right? Because have you done that before or no?
We kind of did it as like a goof, and
Took off, right? That's how it
yeah,
works
and like
usually.
I told him, I was like, I wouldn't recommend this in competition,
Right.
Because it's big and bulky and it's got like a metal
Yep.
piece in there. They don't care. They just want something that looks cool. Their philosophy is just don't get hit,
Right.
and then you don't have to worry about it.
You do it only for sport people, or you had some rappers hit you up like, oh, can I get a grill, make it look
That's
flashy?
a
A mouthpiece.
whole nother story.
Can I get spinners on my mouthpiece?
You know what's funny?
Shit,
I had two different people in the NFL ask for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When they saw
See,
that, they
you're
must have seen the post.
slowly creeping there, man. I see that.
Yeah, I know. All
Take
right,
over the
let's-
whole sport industry. Good for you.
Next episode, we'll talk about that.
I like that, man. Good for you.
I like you as a businessman.
Definitely,
A lot of that. So I want you to hear from you, like, what's your advice for entrepreneurs starting the business,
Yeah,
or
you're
they trying
hustling,
to
man.
hustle their way?
Yeah, well, it's I wish there was a blueprint. I wish someone would have given it to me because it's a lot of trial and error. People see like 5%. They see
Right.
those 5% moments, and they don't see the rest. They don't see the failures. They don't see the
Yep.
struggle. They just see the wins. So the losses are there.
course,
You just
yeah.
wanna have more wins than losses.
But I feel like you need the losses anyway because that's what's gonna boost you to
Oh, yeah.
perform better as a person and in your field also.
No, 100
For sure.
100%. And like I know it seems like I do a lot of stuff and I do everything, but
Yeah.
it's so important to have a team. Like I always tell
That was actually gonna be my next question, man. I want you to talk about your team because I know you got a bunch of them.
100%.
A bunch of them behind you.
Like
so.
I'll say like, I consider myself an expert at like not a lot of stuff, maybe two
Okay.
or three things, right? So, I got to find the most talented people I can
Right.
and really bring them into the fold. And I think that's probably the secret sauce is just like know your limitations, accept the fact that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And just find really smart people.
So you're mostly looking for academic excellence, or you're looking for like a good personality as well, like
it's all different, like
People
like,
ready to
a
work,
mixture
man.
of everything.
Yeah, right.
Everybody's
People
ready
ready to work. Doesn't matter if you have what degree you have.
No,
If I see in your eyes you're motivated to kill, you're there.
Yeah,
That's important, man.
No, like,
Motivation is 100% important.
100%. And like, I think that's pretty much the only criteria is like, the kind of people that bring energy and positivity into a project. And it's funny because like people don't realize the sort of like mental gymnastics that goes into it, the decision making,
Right.
the difference between success and failure. It's like so
Very,
marginal
yeah,
sometimes.
very small, sure.
And like a lot of times you'll be getting hate from from weird places, like people that care about you. Like, did you ever hear like, "Are you sure you know what you're doing? Are you sure there's like a
Ooh,
all the
from,
time,
like,
bro.
from like the
Every day.
parents
All
or
the
stuff?
time.
Yeah, like it's a weird thing because you expect, it's easy to tune out the noise from people you don't know or don't care about. But
the
like,
people
if your
closest to you.
parents or your
Yeah.
spouse or somebody is like, "Are you sure you know what you're doing?" That's tough.
I know.
It's hard to say. Like,
Newsflash, nobody knows what the hell they're doing.
I know.
We learn as we go. That's
Same,
what happens.
same from friends. What you expect
That's
to
it.
give you more like
Yeah.
push up. They're like, oh, what you doing with this thing? It looks
And
funny.
that's
and
the
this.
funny part, man. You get more support from strangers
Yep.
than you get from like your family sometimes.
it's
A lot of the
true.
time,
It's
you
all
know.
haters, man. But
It's the way it goes.
not even
Unfortunately.
like hate, sometimes people
It's
think
jealousy.
they're helping and being constructive, and it's like,
Yeah.
I can't hear that because you don't know that little comment or something can kind of sway me one way or the other if I'm having some self-doubt.
Right.
yeah.
So it's hard. You got to just kind of silence the noise.
You just gotta be centered, man. Get
yeah.
grounded and
Or
just
focus
believe
on
in
your
yourself.
thing so you don't even hear
Yeah.
that. It comes from here, goes out from here.
What you gotta say is, look how far I've come and how
Yeah.
far I'm gonna go now. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all you gotta
well,
worry about.
That's
you know?
another good point too. A lot of
it.
times, like when you're grinding it out, it feels like you're kind of spinning your wheels. That feeling like you got your head down and you're just
Yes.
going, and
Yep.
months pass,
Yep.
years pass. So like every once in a while, you got to kind of just like pick your head up and kind of look at where you were 6 months ago, a year ago, 2
Yeah,
years
sure.
ago.
Yep.
And sometimes it's crazy, like to think how far projects have gone, or or
To give yourself some credit
You
also
have to
too.
at all
Yeah.
times.
That's the thing.
Always.
yeah, don't do that all the time, but like every once in a while, like
Yep.
if you're stuck in a rut, sometimes you do have to kind of correct course and see, what the next move is.
So what is your philosophy about life then, man? Let me segue into
Life
that.
in
Yeah,
general.
life in general.
I
What's
don't know
what's
about life, but definitely in business, like I was saying, like I try to find something that I can kind of make my own, put my own personal spin on it.
Yep.
If you want to be the best at something, I'd say the easiest way to do that is to make it unique,
Correct.
make it one of a kind.
Yep.
And I've kind of tried to do that with, combining my day job with the things I'm really interested in, like the combat sports and stuff like that.
Are you pretty much the only guy doing what you're doing, like combining dentistry with apparel and stuff?
Maybe
and-
there is other people, but his name is
Yeah.
up there. So
Yeah, it's
I
true,
don't
sure,
think he
sure.
even cares about those
You're
people.
probably the
Yeah.
biggest one. I don't know, but
Yeah, well,
it'd be interesting to know if there's other people like him.
He's not trying to be better. He's trying to be different. That's
Yeah.
the good thing.
Yeah. Well,
He's gonna
I will say in like the last probably 2 or 3 years, I've been getting a lot more calls and messages about like speaking engagements and talking to like dental schools and students and stuff like that. So I think there are people that want to pursue it. I mean, there is such a thing as like sports dentistry. And I know people are dying for those kind of positions, but think about how many, professional teams there are and
Yeah.
stuff. I wish I had an answer. Like I wish I had a blueprint, like do this and you'll be the dentist for the
Right.
Lakers. Or, it just doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
That you're
Kinda
gonna
play
make
with
your
it just as you
courses.
go.
and-
Yeah, of course.
Why not? Like,
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good investment too.
Yeah,
take those
totally.
chances. That's the main thing, I think.
Also, he's
Always.
gonna be behind our merch soon. We're planning something.
That's
It's gonna be
right.
fire. So if you guys wanna do a
Stay
merch, you have a
tuned.
company, you know where we're gonna have all the links in the description.
Right below.
Can you do the pop up again, like the picture?
Yep.
Like here we go. Like, bang.
Face your myth.
That's right. Face meet fist. Yeah. So I started
Face meet fist.
doing that with all these MMA guys, and it's cool. Like I have the same group of fighters that helped me out from the start. Definitely. A couple of guys helped me out in the beginning. Michael Johnson for sure, because he was the first guy, and he's kind of stuck with me for all these little side projects.
Oh, you guys are still like close and talk and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
100%.
That's good.
But yeah, he's helped me with the the mouth guard companies, helped me with the apparel stuff too. I got a sick Michael Johnson apparel
Nice.
line. Yeah, we got to put the link for that.
Nice.
And
sure.
he's fighting on Saturday too, so definitely got to tune in for that. He was the first guy, and I would say like probably the second one was Aljamain Sterling. He didn't know me, but he came in. We started chatting, became friendly over the years, and same thing. He's helped me with my little side projects, helped me pedal my Drek wherever I want to put it. But yeah, just another super cool guy, really, really down to earth, and I think like without those two, I don't know that it would have spread
Yeah,
the same
that's
way.
awesome.
The support was
Yeah.
there. You see, some
Yeah.
people like,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying too. Like if you find those people that bring sort of energy and positivity to a
Yes.
project, that's so much more valuable than anything else. It's like, you're trying to raise money, forget the money. Like you need the team.
Yep.
That's the limiting factor,
Surround
You need
yourself
good
with, like-
people that believe
Yep.
in you.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it happens. It's like strangers one day, and then the next thing they're family.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
100%. And honestly, like yeah, so it's been it hasn't been that long. I want to say maybe end of 2018 is when I kind of really started started pushing 2018, 2019. So, in 3 years, it's kind of blown up, which is crazy.
That's good.
And it's still early, man.
Yeah.
Give it some more time. You're gonna
Give
see
it
what this is
give
gonna
it
go.
another 3 years. Yeah.
See. We're gonna have you
To
back
the
here
top.
again.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, you're
sure.
AP now.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Of course, man. It was
Thank
great.
you so much, man. We
Yeah,
learned a lot.
totally, guys.
We wait to
Definitely.
see how the merch is gonna look. We do some
Yes.
designs. We're
Very
gonna show
excited.
you guys, and we hope you see you soon again here.
100%, 100%.
And stay tuned. Follow the description down there, the links, and see you guys in the other episode. Bye bye. Peace.